to know. I learned a technique. I freaking love this one. Maybe you have mirrors, but you just can't see yourself. No, I can see myself. I can totally see myself, right? I can't even begin to describe like how far beyond this is. Like I can't. It's so freaking beautiful. Okay, where do I start? Well, first of all, why? Thank you very much for the beautiful art. You've made like multiple pieces of beautiful art, and I love all of them, right? But specifically, this one made me want to become a better artist and like learn how you do the things that you do, right? I think for the most part, every piece that I've seen that you do has something that like my brain cannot comprehend, right? Like I literally can't comprehend how you did that. For this one in particular, well, multiple times. There's like two people that have done like, so I draw like my cloak, right? And it's like a dark black cloak, right? And then I can't for the life of me understand how to make it look the way that you did. Like it's definitely like a use of like color and rendering that I can't even like understand. Like how do you do that? It's an art piece with extremes in lighting, and it does. Yes, that's the way to describe it. It's like the extreme in, it's like a contrast of I don't know what to call it. It's something, right? Values, contrast, gradient. I'm seeing a lot of words that like, I don't know. The spear, the lights, the shadows, the rendering is supreme. Yeah, this is like incredible. Gradient mapping. For me, this part right here, like the shoulder, right? This part right here like blows my mind every time I look at it, and it's like it looks incredibly right, but I don't know how you did that, right? And it's like such a ballsy freaking move that it's like, what? The shoulder is really like where like it's like, why does that look so good? How did you do that? And why would I never have the balls to ever do that, right? The mixes of warm and cool tones will activate the neurons. It looks like a gradient map. All right. Well, I'm seeing a lot of people mention the word gradient map. What is that? Why? I'm sorry that I'm not talking about how beautiful art is. Beautiful, but like I need help. Like I need to understand like how what is a gradient map? Chiaro's yo, I've heard this before. Chiaro, right? Chiaro's. I don't know how to say the word. It's a tool that you could use in most art programs. It's a color filter. Chiaroscuro? It's easier to understand by trying. A light gray could become purple. It turns black and white into color map with gradient. Huh. An IRL rainbow, the way the colors blend into is a gradient. Colors with a cool palette look cooler when it's lit in a warm light. Interesting. I feel like it's gonna like completely fall out of my head, but even if it takes me like 20 years, even if it takes me like 30 years, I want to be able to like comprehend how you did. And like look at the bat that's like closer. That's like such a giga brain move, right? Because in my head, all of these bats are the same color. They're just different because they're sitting at, they're like flying at like different points in space, right? Like my brain already adjusts for it, and it's like, this is not a different colored bat. It's just on a different, like, it's in a different place in 3D space. And like, it's weird how your brain can adjust for that, right? What would I call that? I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but it's like, you're like, ha, I'm gonna use a different color. But the person that's like looking at my art is gonna think, their brain is gonna automatically be like, no, that's the same color. You're just looking at it like the bats are like not lined up, right? One is closer than the other. And like, it's the size, right? I feel like I look at the size of the wing and I can tell that they're not at the same point in space away from me, and therefore like there might be differences in like sunlight hitting them, right? Relative color, directional blur. Playing with lighting is fun. I'm sure for an experienced artist that knows their craft, it's like fun, right? But for me, it's like mystifying and a little terrifying. It's like magic. And it's like kind of scary because I know I'm gonna try it and it's like not gonna work out. Emad Art, thank you for the super chat. Watching you learn art really takes me back. People used to call me Chuni because I used to look at my hand and fist like some anime pro tag. In reality, I'm just studying it for drawing. I'm looking at my I'm looking at my fist. It never really occurred to me to use my own hand as a reference when I'm like drawing. Open art that you like to study coloring. Can I ask a question? Have you ever done that and then you use the wrong hand, and then when you look up at the thing that you're drawing, you end up having like 2 right hands or 2 left hands? I feel like I would definitely do that on accident. Yes? Yes! Yes. Sean, yes. Juiceman, yes. Too many times, Gabby. I've never used that strat, the hack where you could use your own hand that you're looking at right now to as like an actual moving reference, but my gut instinct is like, I'm just gonna forget that I should have 1 left and 1 right hand and then just draw 2 hands of the, yeah. Like 6 fingers. 2 right hands is just a JoJo reference. I draw 6 fingers. I mean, what if I have 6 fingers? You'll have no idea, right? Common mistake? Okay, okay. Why? I wish I could just say that, like, love your art. Like, every piece that I've seen you make has just been like 10 out of 10. And I don't understand like how you do the things that you do, but I hope one day, if I keep practicing, if I just like, if somebody says no balls enough and I just jump into trying to learn how to like render and shade and learn about values and gradients and stuff like that, I can start doing it in this way. I think I'm just like scared and I'm like sticking to lines, right? Like line art. I'm sticking to line art because line art is the closest to what I've been doing, which is doodling, right? Like with a ballpoint pen. But I want to learn how to render. I don't like shading. I prefer usually doing flat colors. Nita, people have told me in my membership streams that like, if you're overwhelmed by rendering, just do flat color or cell shading, right? Start with that and then you can get more and more. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, YY. Thank you. Oh my god, are we already 30 minutes?